Hey guys, it's SF, and today it is going to be Godzilla and Eva-01, the rotational, that's on the normal rotation, and my team is Pine, Nirai Kanai, and then it was a Loki, and then my friend is going to be one of the new Ascensions for the collaboration, and it is Rei and Mothra, not Maxashiro Rei. It comes from a Maxashiro Rei, but you can ascend her and then Rei gets Mothra instead of a Maxashiro look. So the main gimmick is mines, and there are some AT fields. So although this team is actually really good in my opinion. Pine can proc bump combos. Loki is just a ton of damage. Nirai Kanai is also a ton of damage. Why I brought Nirai Kanai over, like, let's say another like a Royce or a Loki? Well, I didn't want to bring a Royce because everybody's going to bring Royce anyways, because he's just that good. But Nirai Kanai's bump combo, the blast can actually stack on top of the AT fields and the monster, so it can break the AT fields and then deal damage to the boss as well, or the enemies as well. The only thing you have to be careful of is of course they do a lot of damage. The mobs do a ton of damage, so you want some good mob clear. The mech birds summon other monsters, which can summon different monsters, like the ability lock monster, the dragon dinosaur looking one. The dinosaur looking one shoots out gravity barriers for your teammates, so you don't have to bring no gravity barrier monsters, but just in case, just in case where there's a lot of gravity barriers and stuff like that. And the positioning of the mobs can be a little bit annoying, kind of like that, kind of like walls off some of your monsters if you're not positioned correctly. And I was pretty half dead when I was doing this run. It was like really early in the morning, and I was like half sick. I was pretty sick, so that's why I might not be playing the best. I did miss a couple of gauge shots, and you see the gravity barrier coming up onto Godzilla. Okay. Of course, they all go away within some time, but then you don't really want to waste your time. This is a relatively easy dungeon when you compare it to like Destroyer. It's just that there's a lot of damage coming from everybody. So you might not want to have a lot of light monsters unless you have the damage to back it up, like double Royce, triple Royce, and then a max luck monster that's a light light. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Just clear off the AT field and then clear off the mobs and then deal damage that way. You don't really need strike shots in any way. If you do want to bring a strike shot, then of course bring like a Mothra Rei, because of the meteor, which can stack on top of the AT field and the monster itself, that deals double damage. And I think Rei Mothra is really good. She has a Minesweeper, and then she also has recovery for a gauge shot. So for this dungeon, where the monsters actually do a lot of damage, you can recover your HP very quickly. So you might not need hearts, but of course if you're doing like speed farming, then you might not stall enough to actually get the meteor out in time. I did get the meteor off, I think. It's just that mostly because I was playing half dead and missing a lot of critical shots that can actually deal a lot of damage. Okay, boss time, 24 turns, and it is 3 bars. The thing you really have to worry about is angering the boss on the first turn, because he has that flash, and if you actually deal a lot, if you actually anger him, then you'll take in a lot of damage, and it's unavoidable. Right now it's only it was like stage 0, and that dealt like 6,000k ish, around 7,000k per monster. But if you anger it somehow with like laser energy circles, then it can go up to like 10k per person, and you don't really want to take that. So first turn you might not want to just hit any bump combos that can like deal damage to him, and then just take off the AT fields on the first turn, and then deal damage afterwards. And as you can see, my HP is really low. And then there is the ability lock monster that can really screw you over if you get hit by it. But let's clear off the boss first and deal with the ability lock stuff later. And Pine did get ability locked, which was the worst person to get it off of. And I'm just going to go for the mob and avoid the mine. Good. And then just clear out the mobs accordingly. And one more for the ability lock monster. And Pine just not having her day. But it is fine with Pine getting the ability lock because her strike shot is an all null strike shot. So if there's a lot of mons that I can just strike shot. I didn't do it here, but that's something that you can think about. Okay. And just break off the AT fields. Oh, I actually took that mine, but whatever. It's nothing that big in my opinion. I still have a lot of damage from Loki and Nina Kanai. And the shields are relatively squishy, like 300 to 400k in terms of HP. There we go. Next, I need to heal off with Ray and Mothra. Okay. And it's also good, Ray Mothra has that shield defense up bump, which can mitigate some damage. I'm not really sure about the actual percentage. It might be around 25% per monster for a number of turns. And this should do it. Okay. And I start off with Ray Mothra, so I can just start off with the strike shot. And since she appears, of course you can stack it, and it's very easy to get to the double to the boss there. Okay. There we go, and here comes Mothra. Bam, bam. The thing about that strike shot at the actual, what you call it? There was a really weird interaction when I did this. Is that when Mothra hit the mech bird for that extra damage, it actually hit the AT field onto of the boss, which broke the AT field, and it didn't stack onto the main boss, which was a little bit you missed around like 700k damage. So that's why I only did about 1.4 million, I think. When in fact it did like 800k, where in fact it could have done like 1.5k at 1.5 million. But like I said, it's relatively easy. Just use your monsters and boom, boom, boom. But he's a very good monster, good for Eden. That's coming up on the weekend, which I think is really good. So if you want to max lock him, then max lock him fast for Eden. But all in all, just bring power and then minesweepers, and then it should be totally fine. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.